All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're going to take a second. I'm going to show you, per request, because so many people have asked you, I'm going to show you not only my system for the battery and the bed of the truck setup. I just rolled my cover back to show you, but I'm also going to show you some other options that work fantastic. Because there seems to be a lot of people assuming you need a power station or that kind of stuff. So we got the bodega cooler in here. You can see I use my my traction boards here is basically just a stopper so that it doesn't slide when I'm bouncing around off-road. It stays on the road perfectly with the rubber mat, but this just kind of keeps it from moving. That's why that's sitting there. My bodega fridge is plugged in right here into this 12-volt plug. Just a 12-volt adapter plug. I just leave it kind of hang there so it's up. But that plug goes here, and we go right here into this battery. What we have right here is we have a LiPo 4 lithium-ion battery. This thing weighs nothing. Look at it. It's like 9 pounds. It weighs nothing. And it is a 50 amp hour battery. I have connected to this that 12-volt plug right here. This adapter plug goes and connects right to it. And then on top, Velcroed on right here is just a cheap charger you see running. Just a cheap battery charger that is connected to this, also tied into the battery. It's got its own little fuse right here. But then that basically what happens there is, lift those up, show you. That one plugs into my 12 volt or my 120 volt in the truck. That 120 volt charges the charger that charges the battery. The battery runs the cooler. Right now, while my truck is turned off, this cooler, freezer, as you can see, is on and cold, ice cold in there, rocking away, doing its thing all the time. That is the setup. Now, could you run a power station back here? Yes, but keep in mind, look how dirty and dusty it gets in here, okay, from dust, dirt roads. Yes, it's a waterproof cover, but you do get dust in here through the tailgate. But you can see the abuse and then bouncing around and what the abuse that stuff takes. Let me show you some other options and some other things that you can do for something like this too, if you wanted to, if you'd rather do something like that also. So you do have options. But let's just set this stuff here for a sec. Since you've seen that, I'll come back out, roll the cover up. But I love that setup. Then that just goes right up there. These are, you can see I keep water here, and I keep Cokes right here, and I just keep throwing them in as cooler as I need them. Sweet and easy, nothing to it. But that's the setup that I'm running. Now, if we pop into the house, I have 3 power stations. I will tell you why I do not use a power station inside of the truck. In the truck, I use that system instead that you just saw for a reason. But Opus, oh, and look, it came today for those of you guys that follow my hunting channel. XOP, look at, we got Fly. The brand new Fly is here. We will be checking that out pretty quick. But if we go in the house here, I'll show you in a second. But I want to show you here that we have 3 of these Opus right here. Okay, probably need I'm going to use just my flashlight. All right, that is our 2232 or 2,232 watt hour Opus power station. This one stays in the house. We use it all the time if power goes out. Usually here where we are, unless it's hurricane season, if power goes out, it's usually back on in a couple hours. We can use this to plug in our TV, a lamp, and our refrigerator and anything like that. So that one stays in here. We use it all the time. I'm not putting that in the truck. They're expensive, very expensive, and you can see all the ports and everything like that, and I don't want to deal with the damaging this in the bed of a truck, bouncing around on 200 or 300 miles a week in a road. So we got that one coming over here. Underneath my desk here in the office, I have another one right there. I actually run all my computer stuff, my whole workstation, 4 monitors, everything is running through this station right now, and it protects it. That's a 1,500 watt one, 1,488 watt hour, and it is running all that stuff in case of power outages. I use it as a battery backup system, and I have it as a battery in case I need it too. You can see everything is running through one plug. If we need more power outage stuff, if that other one dies, I can unplug this one and use this one as well too without having to go out and get any generators. So it's got a great system to it. Hold on, let's go out in the garage. All right, as we come out here in the garage, we have another Opus power station right here. This one goes in my trailer, in my actual trailer that you can see parked right outside that window. That trailer, when I'm out during hunting season, that one goes in there. So I have 3 of these power stations, yet I don't want to put any of them in the bed of my truck for the fact of I just would not, these are not cheap. Okay, these are expensive, and I'd rather not ruin them, get them all full of dust, dirt, grime, getting into everything. I'd rather not deal with any of that happening to one of these and the cost factor. Now, giving you an example, this is a 992 watt hour, okay? This battery right here is a 100 watt hour. You can see, pretty lightweight battery. This is a 100 watt hour battery. This battery here is basically the same thing. Yet these batteries are about 120 bucks, I'm guessing. I don't remember what the price of them are, but they're not very expensive versus $500 or $600 or $400 for some of these. There's a lot more money in this than that, and that does the same exact thing. 992 watt hour, 100 amp hour, which is basically 1200 amp or 1280 watt hour. You can see it right on there. So, and it, you know, Bluetooth technology, same thing. You can control this one from your phone. Like I said, they do a great job. Then we have the big dog, this guy right here. So this is a watt cycle. This is 280 amp hours. This thing right here is basically 3 of these, almost 3 of these in this. Okay, it's massive, and it doesn't have much more size. Now, notice there's some strings on this. That is because mine, and the wires, what I've done with mine, we're going to have to pull it out. Hold on. Now we got it next to each other, but look at, see, very similar sizes, 100 amp hour, 300 amp hour. Okay, huge difference. Almost 3 of these in this. But then on here, I got a pure sine wave inverter mounted on here. 2,000 watt inverter. That's what these strings are. It keeps this permanently mounted right on this setup right here. And you could also use one of these. Think about this. This would power an overlanding unit truck for days and days of everything you could do. This would probably run my fridge and any accessories I wanted out there for weeks. This is a beast of a machine right here, and yet this is much more affordable than power stations, and in my opinion, much more durable, because this system, I mean, again, I love my power stations, but if I'm beating them up in a truck off-road all the time, I would rather run a battery system like this. So this is what I use for it. And then I would just take, and again, in a truck, I would take and put a charger, one of these simple little $18 chargers, and I would wire it on, and then I would Velcro it and let it sit right there. And that rig might look funny, might look like a lot going on, but this thing just screams. This thing is pure power, everything about it. I mean, this thing is a beast of a machine right here. This thing just rocks. So, like I said, these are some options for you. You don't have to go buying one of these, and that was the reason I made this video. Is I heard a lot of people saying that, oh, I heard you got to go buy a Jackery, or you got to buy a Blue Eddy, or you got to buy something to run your fridge. You do not have to spend that kind of money. You can get a simple battery setup like I have in the actual truck back there, which is literally, it's 75 bucks for the battery and for the charger to set up there. Okay, I got some other, here's more of these plugs. I just got them around here. You know, I mean, like I said, they were cheap, they're inexpensive, and they work and they do their job. But this gives you some ideas. And if you wanted more power, like if you wanted that thing to be able to run for weeks without the truck running, you could go with this one. This is, you know, Power Queen, but 100 amp. I love Power Queen stuff. Their batteries are amazing. But this 1280, this is double the power of the one I got in a truck. And again, very light. Look at, they weigh nothing. I think this thing weighs like 19 or 20 pounds. It weighs nothing. This one being 65 pounds plus this is a beast of weight. There's a lot of weight to this thing here. But, I mean, again, in all reality, this is 3 of these in one unit. I love this. This goes with me on all my trips, and it is also, as you see, as it is set up right now. I mean, this is a camp powerhouse. This is also great for power outages in the house and can run forever, run for a very long time and run your stuff. And then, like I said, we also have our, you know, we got generators, and the generator here, hurricane bin. We live in the South. You have to be prepared for this stuff. We got a generator there. 2 other generators there, stuff lined up, but these are great systems if you're looking for something to set up your truck to run it. And if you're looking for a dedicated one, like I said, I prefer these batteries over power stations. Again, look at all the places for dust to get into them and dirt to get into them and stuff to get in there and clog all the ports. And again, they're beautiful. I love these things. This one, like I said, you can see it's even getting a little beat up. This lives in my trailer. In a trailer, okay, but in a bed of a truck that things are going to get beat up at, I much prefer to go with the simple battery setup. And you can go with a battery and a charger. You can go with a, if you want to put a inverter on it, like I said, you got endless possibilities of whatever you want to do with it. But hopefully that helps you understand what I did, why I did it. Questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.